Alright, so these are the potatoes I'm going to use, and I believe the process is called chitting. Um, Basically, I've just been allowing the little sprouts to grow. You want them to grow to be a half inch to an inch, so I think I'm gonna call it good and use these. I've had them out since I say the beginning week of March. It's now the last week of March, so 4 weeks. I read that it will take 4 to 5 weeks, so it seems like I'm right about on schedule. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut the potatoes so that there's about 2 to 3 eyes on each piece that I cut. So you call where the sprouts are coming out eyes. After I cut them, you leave them on the counter to kind of cure over, so that way they don't rot when you put them in the ground. Um, that process should take about 2 days. So these are the potatoes cut up. I'm not sure if I should have the cut pieces facing down or up, so I think I'm gonna rotate them and just kind of check and see how they're doing. So I'm going to leave them sitting here for about 2 days, and then they should be ready to plant. One thing I should mention is that for the past couple of weeks, I've had the potatoes on this windowsill in particular because it gets light, obviously, but it doesn't get full sunlight. And that's what you want. You don't want them to be in full sunlight, and you want them to be somewhere where the temperature stays pretty much around 60. So I chose this window in my kitchen, and I'd say they've been doing pretty well here. This is what they look like 2 days later. You can see they have kind of this brown color going on to where they were cut, and they also feel dry to the touch. When I first cut them, obviously they felt moist like potatoes do when you cut them. So I guess now we're just gonna go plant these. So these are the planting bags that I'm going to be using. As you can see, I have them rolled down, and that's because we are only going to start off with about 6 inches of soil, and then we're going to put the chittings in there with their eye side facing up, and then cover it with about 3 more inches of soil. And we're going to do that because as they grow, you're going to slowly cover them with more and more soil until the bag is completely unrolled. Look at your dirty paws. And you're so pretty. But look what you did. Look what you did. We don't be eating wood out of the fireplace. That's not what we do. I'm sorry, Leia. Tell the world how big of a naughty doggy you are. Tell the world, Leia. That is about 6 inches of soil. So I only have 6 little chittings. My bags aren't huge, and in the article I read, it was just kind of like every couple inches apart. They said like 5 a bag, but I think I'm just gonna do 3 a bag and kind of see how it goes. All right, bag 2 is ready to put these in. Alright, so now I am just going to give them a little bit of water, and I'm gonna leave them here and let them do their thing until they start to sprout. You're pretty much supposed to leave them in full sunlight, so I think this spot should work pretty well, but we'll see as this tree starts to bloom whether it casts a shadow or not. So that's pretty much it for now. I'll probably do a video about halfway in between them growing, and then I'll obviously do a video when it's time to harvest them. Sorry if this wasn't your cup of tea. Obviously, if you're not into gardening and whatnot, you're definitely not going to be interested in this type of content. But for people who are interested in stuff like this, I just thought it would be kind of a fun little activity to do. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Say bye, Leia. Pretty girl.